Hi, happy Thursday, peaceful pinners. We're gonna do an Easter egg today. We were talking about this on Tuesday, so I hope a lot of you guys from Tuesday are gonna be here today to do this egg with me, and I thought it would be fun to do the flutterfold for an egg today. So we're gonna go for it, and I'm doing this on a large egg, which I actually don't think I've ever done before. I think I've only done this before on the smaller sized eggs. So we're gonna be kind of experimenting a little bit today, you guys. Let me put my eyeballs on so I can see these comments. Oh, sorry guys, I can't read. Hold on, I wash my glasses off because they're filthy. Should have done that before. Hi Louise. Hi Rebecca. Hi Sherry. Hi Phil. Happy Thursday to you too. Hi Kathy. Kathy said, hello, I'm going into the doctor. I hope you're still on when I get out. Bummer. Darn, Kathy. I probably will still be on because we tend to go a little bit long on these, don't we? Good luck in your appointment. Hi, Brenda. Christy said, jumping in to say hello. Watching a genealogy presentation. I'll check back in when it's over. Have fun, Christy. Sherry said, I have it on live chat. Oh, thank you, Sherry. And gave a thumbs up. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, and thank you very much for the reminder to change to the live chat. Perfect. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Florence. Hi, Linda. Linda said, hi, everyone. I got my Christmas Club ornament finished today. How did it come out? Let me take off my watch, too. I'm all kinds of not prepared today, you guys. Okay, so I kind of did some quick experimenting on some scrap fabric to see what size squares would work for the flutter fold on the large sized egg, because when we did this before on eggs, we did them on a 3-inch egg. I believe our large egg is 4 inches. It's a little bit bigger. So I did a little bit experimenting, and what I think is going to work is 5-inch squares for the top part and then 4-inch squares on the bottom part. And we're going to make it offset, so the middle of it's going to go right around here. You probably can't see it in this camera with the lighting. Uh-oh. I'm looking out my window, you guys, and I left a bucket out there because I'm going to go out and water after this, and it just blew down my driveway. I hope it stays on the driveway. I heard it blowing down the driveway. Come back, bucket. Anyway, there's like an indentation going around off center on the egg, and I'm going to use that as my center, even though it's not centered. But that's what we're going to aim for the middle, where we put our band and like any embellishments that we decide to go with. So that's what we're going to do. Linda said, very nice. Hi, Nancy T. Hi, Georgianne. I switched to live chat so I can see you. Georgianne said, hi, everyone. I also finished my Christmas club. Oh, Linda said, very nice. Linda, were you saying very nice about your Christmas club ornament? That's awesome. I'm happy that it turned out nice. Hi, Judy. Hi, Sally. Hi, Kat. Kimberly said, OMG, maybe a neighbor will grab it. I'm just hoping it didn't go like all the way down. I can't really see. I have some bushes here, so I can't see how far it went. I just, hopefully it doesn't go very far. And I just realized too, I'm totally leaning into the camera. It's going to be one of those days, you guys, I can tell. So the other thing that I have here, the other thing I still need to figure out is I've got 4 colors, but I'm guessing based on the original flutterfold eggs that it's going to take 6 pieces to go around both sides. So I kind of have to figure out how I'm going to actually lay this out. 6 pieces, but 4 colors. So we're going to have to repeat 1 or 2 of them twice. And I'm kind of thinking, maybe the dots and maybe pink, since I love pink. And the pieces that I cut for my band actually are the pink and the dots. So maybe, I'm wondering if, yeah, that's what I'll do. I think I'll repeat those 2 twice, and then I'll do 1 of the teal-ish color, whatever that is, and 1 of the purple. And then here's the band. I thought I would do a double band. I'm not sure what order yet. I was either going to do this And then this on top, kind of like that. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, we'll go for it. We'll see. Watch it only take 5 pieces to cover. And that'll throw me off. 1, 2, we'll do 1, 2. And then we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do it like that. Sally said, love the fabric, Stacy. Thank you, Sally. Becky said, Stacy, we won my over to the OG world. He watched with me Monday and Tuesday, and now he's waiting on his first LWB. I'm looking down to see if you said you're who. Who did we win over, Becky? Whoever it is, that's amazing. I'm excited. Was that your son that was watching with you? I think I remember you saying that the other day. Tammy said my LWB was delivered yesterday and I put in a huge order, including that pink and green spring finished basic star that you had in the shop. Looks like you still have one over there. That's awesome, Tammy. Olivia's been sneaking some finished ornaments over there in the shop throughout the week lately. So not just the ones that are... Oh, Tammy just left the shop. I wonder, she must not have seen the bucket because she just kept on going. So maybe it went off to the side. And another car just went by really quick, so I guess it's not in the road. That's good. But anyway, yeah, she's been sneaking some finished ornaments into the shop throughout the week lately. Hi, Barb. Hi, Kate. Hi, Suzanne. Suzanne, you're here in the beginning. Linda said, is the egg 8 sections? This is the 6 lined egg. I was actually about to start with an 8 lined egg, and I realized that 6 is probably going to work better. And I'm guessing, but I think it's going to take 6 pieces to go around. And we don't really use the 6 lined egg very often, so I'm kind of happy to have a chance to use it. I'm hoping that this is what works. It worked on the medium-sized eggs, so I'm hoping that just adjusting the fabric size is going to be the only major change to this pattern. But we're going to find out together, you guys. This could be an experimental egg. It is an experimental egg, but who knows how it's going to turn out. Kathy said, I love the fabric, sitting in the waiting room, picking up my hearing aids. Good for you, Kathy. Okay, Becky said, yes, it was. I'm so excited for him. That's amazing. Tammy said, I am marking my little baby eggs 3 inches to make one along with you. So, Tammy, remember when we first did this? We did them with the little eggs, and we hooked 2 together to make one hanging ornament with 2 eggs hanging off of it. So those little small eggs are so cute, especially when you hang them along with a few others. Hi, Kelly. We haven't seen you in a long time. I'm really happy to see you. We're doing a flutter egg. Kelly said, what are we making tonight? That is not a very good cutting job of this square. As you can see, it's very uneven. Let me fix my computer screen so I can look at myself to make sure that I'm centered. Brian said hello from Wisconsin. Hey, Brian. Hi, Dana. Tammy said there were a lot of pretty finished ornaments in there earlier. The pattern calls for 6 pieces and 6 lines on the egg. It's worked for me so far on the 3-inch eggs. Awesome. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've done this on the... Oh, wait, you said on the 3-inch eggs. Okay, have you ever done it with the 4-inch? because this will be, I think my first time doing it on the 4-inch. But you know, I am realizing right now that I've already went outside of, I'm gonna need less than 6 pieces, you guys, if I can make my flutter folds a little closer together, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna make it work with 6, then it needs to stay somewhat in line with these lines, or we're gonna end up, if I'm going way over like I just did, we're gonna end up only needing 5 pieces, which would be okay, I don't mind that, but it would kind of screw up my fabric plan. Okay, so all I did there was I just sort of brought those pleats a little bit closer together, and then that way my next pleat can sit along the next line. And I know that it's like impossible to see my lines, you guys, because my light is a little bit too bright. I think I need to lower my light down just a touch. Let me adjust my light really quick. Unbox myself from my ribbon rack here. See if that helps a little bit. It's a little better. The shape of this egg though, it's just making a glare no matter what, I think. So here's my next line. So I'm trying to make sure that this edge sits with that line. And if I can keep these lined up with the lines, then we should be okay. Barb said, Brian, where in Wisconsin? I am in Wisconsin Rapids. Debbie said, good afternoon. Hey, Debbie. Kelly said, I've been working a lot. I'm happy that you're finally getting some time off, Kelly. Gretchen said, hello all. What size are those fabrics? So this first set that I'm doing are 5-inch squares. And then when I go to do the bottom half of the egg, since it's going to be a little bit of a shorter area, I'm going to use 4-inch squares. And I think that that's going to work okay. I did a quick test fold with a scrap piece of fabric, and it looked like 5 inches and 4 inches were going to work for this. Tammy said, I wasn't here back then, but I have 18 co-workers, so I figured the little ones would be easiest to make for work. Morale has been down, so I'm doing what I can to bring it up. That's really nice of you, Tammy. I hope that it helps. Tammy said I cut a 1/2 inch bigger to try a 4-inch, but I haven't made it yet. The nice thing with this fold is that you can always trim off. If you cut the fabrics a little bit too big, you can always trim off the excess. Like I'm gonna do a trim all the way around when I get done this half. And then if they were a little bit shy, I think that would still be okay. You would just have to make a wider band or do some decorations to cover it up. But with this side so far, it's looking like the 5 inches is pretty good. Timmy said, my flutter folds are really close. Maybe like a wider band too could help with that if you end up having any space in the middle when you're done. Hi, Brenda. Kat said, love those bright spring colors. Aren't these pretty? You guys, this fabric bundle will be available tomorrow. Here's the bundle. Very pretty, very absolutely perfect for Easter and spring. I have no idea how I'm going to decorate the top of this. I was mainly thinking about the bands in the center, and I thought maybe one of those little crochet flowers or some flower sequins or something like that, but I wasn't even thinking about the top. I guess it depends on how messy the top ends up being. Hi, Robbie. Peggy said, hi, everyone. Glad I got here. No notification as usual. I'm glad you found us anyway, Peggy. Phil said, being really new to this, how do we know which of the different line balls or eggs to use? I know instructions tell us, but I was curious. So we actually have a page on the website, and I almost hesitate to tell you about this page because it has been a little wonky lately because the page is getting a little bit too big, like the web page. It's a foam to pattern list, and we have it broken down into the type of foam, and then all the patterns are listed underneath of it, which one goes to that foam. The problem with the web page is there's so many pictures on it now with all the different pattern pictures that it takes a while for the page to actually load on your browser. So Sarah has actually been working on like trying to set up a different type of page that will work a little bit nicer for people. But because we had built that page because we get that question quite a lot. So yeah, right now we're trying to think of a good way for people to be able to look at the different foam and see what patterns go with it. But let me see if I can find that existing page at least for the time being to show you. I have to find where it lives on the website. Here it is. Let me grab that link for you. It's like taking forever to load right now for me to get you the link. Okie dokie. There you go, Phil. So that's a temporary answer to your question. When we work out a new solution, which we are working on, I'll let you know. Hi, Shirley. Dana said, I'm already loving this. The fabrics are cute, cute, cute. Thank you, Dana. Patty said, hi, everyone. Love those colors. Hi, Patty. Brian said, I'm in Greenfield. It is a suburb of Milwaukee. Kat said, thumbed up and shared, suggesting to people to sub and come join the chat. Thank you, Kat. You guys, as always, I appreciate the thumbs up very much. I want to do a regular Easter egg too with these fabrics, like the one that we did a couple of weeks ago. Robbie said, so pretty. Brenda said, I'm a sucker for polka dots. Barb said, I've been there. My old college roommate's parents live there. Suzanne said, is the March Angel going to be in the shop tomorrow also? Yes, Suzanne. Yep, Aquamarine will be listed in the shop tomorrow. Tammy said, all of the finished ornaments are now sold out. Wow. I didn't see which ones she put up there today. Nancy's, or I think I skipped ahead. Robbie said maybe a bead cap with a fancy bead. That's a good idea. I have some bead caps up here. Like a silver one, possibly. One other thing I have here to try out, you guys, is these little butterflies. These little butterfly beads. I was thinking that they might be cute on the band or somewhere. Hi Beth. Peggy said, can the patterns be adapted for the smaller eggs? The 4-inch eggs come out a bit large for my taste. Peggy, yes, and as a matter of fact, this pattern was originally done on the smaller sized egg. They are big. The 4-inch ones are big. They are definitely more suited for like sitting around and less for hanging, I think. The smaller ones look a lot better hung up, I think. Hi, Robin with the Y. Hi, Nancy. Kat said, the polka dots are making my brain sing itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. Robbie said, now you got me singing that song. Callie said, I can't wait for the March Angel. I was thinking that we would make that together next week sometime. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. Tammy said there were several of the XOXO fabrics and a couple of shabby romantic fabrics and one more pink and green when I checked earlier. Oh, she sold the Valentine's ones. Those ones that I think some of the ones that Kennedy had done, and then some of those ones I did here on the live. I know what she's doing down there. She's trying to make some space because we have a space issue, like I've told you guys before, in the shop. And they've also been really working on organizing this week because we had to make room for Sherry, our newest person down there in the shop. And they have been on a organizing roll down there. It's great. Kat said, Robbie, I'm sorry, it won't get out of my head now either. Phil said a basket full of these eggs would be beautiful. Yeah, that would be really pretty. These are really good basket fillers. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I totally forgot to mention that. Robbie said, I saw them but wanted to let someone else have a chance to get one, seeing as I have a bundle from the pinning live. Yeah, you did get the bundle. It took a while, but it got to you eventually. Brian said, I love butterflies. I used to have a butterfly garden when I had a yard. Please use the butterfly beads. Okay, I will. I have been wanting to use them. They've been sitting here for a bit, and I've been wanting to find a reason to use them. Jean said, hi to all. Finally back from the doctor appointment. Hope everyone is having a great day. You too, Jean, and thank you. Beth said, tomorrow is my daughter's 25th birthday, so that angel will be perfect. That is perfect. Happy birthday to your daughter. Kat said a bunch of these eggs in a depression glass bowl would be gorgeous on the table for spring. I agree with you, Kat. That's a great idea. I have some of those. I should do that for a picture. I should save up some of these eggs for the next few weeks and then put them together in a picture. Tammy said it was hard not to order more. Thank you, Tammy. Brenda said, I took a break from ornaments. I'm making a few small baby quilts. I found a precious pattern with a big old bow. Can't wait to get it done. That's awesome. One day I'm going to learn how to quilt. Robbie said I felt the same way. Hi, Tony. Oh, you're welcome, Beth. I hope she has an awesome day. I'm sure she'll love the angel too. Kate said, Cat Law, a white Fenton dish would be pretty also. Did I say that right? Fenton? My last purple pleat is a little bit big. I'm going to see if I can nudge out this first dotted pleat just a touch, but I might have a little bit of a fat purple pleat there, but that's okay. It all kind of blends in the end, I think. That ended up coming out pretty good, I think, for not really knowing what was going to happen. We'll do a little trim. All right, now we're gonna switch to 4-inch squares, and I'm gonna try to line things up so I don't have to really lay them out in the right order this time, and I will be going in a different order anyway, but I'm gonna try to line them up so that the two sides match each other. Hi, Helena. Kat said, Kate, yeah, in that too, even a glass basket. I like that idea too. Peggy said, I'm also making eggs while I watch you, but crocheted, not pinned. That's another thing I want to learn to do one day, Peggy, is crochet. Thank you so much for the hearts, Helena. Brenda said, I call my sewing room my decompression chamber. I'm a full-time caretaker for my mother-in-law who has dementia, and my fabric is my getaway. I make all kinds of things. I'm glad you have that, Brenda. That's pretty rough. That can be very taxing sometimes. Kate said, Stacy, yes, you said it right. It's a white dish. A lot of folks collect Fenton. It is hand-blown glass and very beautiful. I'll have to look that up. And that's just what I need, another collection, you guys. Hi, Nancy K. Nancy said, hi, everyone. I guess that I missed the start time again. You know what? Yes, we're halfway through now. Maybe not quite halfway because I still have to embellish, but this one went a little quick too. So we really haven't been on a whole long time. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Brenda said, I love the colors on that egg. I do too. I love these colors. I'm definitely in a spring mood right now also, so that's not helping things. I'm in a super springy, flowery mood. Thank you so much for the hearts. Phil said, Peggy, I love crocheting eggs. They're so pretty. Okay, this size is good. Like I said, I did a quick little test run with a scrap to see, and it looked like it was going to be just fine, and it is. So I used 5-inch squares on the top, and I used 4-inch squares on the bottom. And it's a 4-inch egg. Tammy said, my kids want to go visit my mom so that we can check for the Fiesta water pitcher and cups for you after hearing your Goodwill story. That would be amazing. When the day I told you guys about that, it was funny, and I think I mentioned this. It was funny that that came up because we were just talking about Goodwill on our meetings that day. I guess this was on Tuesday, and Kennedy was like, it sounds like we need to be afraid of your Goodwill. It's ferocious in there. I was like, I know. I don't know why those couple of times that I went there, it was like that. Brenda said, question. I seem to remember when doing the flutter fold that you pin slightly to the left of center. Yeah. And the reason why, it's not that you absolutely have to do it, but it will give you a little more reach when you're pulling down all the folds. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's almost like we've talked about this with the prism fold before, where if you pin just a little bit left of center, you have more reach on that top fold and it has a little bit more coverage that way. But like I'm creating my fold like this. And actually I've gotten into the habit of just folding it a little bit off center, but here's what it looks like centered, and I'm pinning a little bit to the left. And see, this part is the first pleat, this part all the way to the left. This is going to be my first pleat, and it's pretty long already because it's like the very top corner. It's the longest part. And so we can kind of afford to give up a little bit of that for the rest of it to have longer pleats. So like that part is reaching fine because it's the longest point. But now because we pinned a little bit to the left, we left more space over here. I got myself so busy explaining this part that it took me a second to remember the fold. So here's the next fold. This will now have more reach, and this will now have more reach, and this will now have more reach. Because as you work your way through each of these folds, it gets shorter and shorter, so you kind of have to give yourself a little bit of extra fabric, and you do that by pinning a little bit left of center. Hopefully that made sense. Helena said, looks like this pattern goes quickly. It does. It's this fold. This fold is a really good way to cover a lot of ground really quick. And this is why we will often use this fold on the back of like hemi patterns and stuff, where the front of the hemi is like the main pattern, but then we just need something that will cover the back and be pretty, but not necessarily detract from the main pattern. And we were just talking about this the other day. I still have it sitting on my counter, but remember we were talking about the blossom basket pattern? The main pattern is this side, but the back of it has the flutter fold. It's simple, it matches, and it's pretty, and it's really quick. Easy to cover the back really fast, but then the front is the focal point. So we will often use this fold as like an accent fold for the back of another pattern. But it's also, as you can see, it's beautiful on its own too. Peggy said, yes, they work up so quickly and look really good in a basket or bowl. This is a great one to use if you need to make a bunch and you want it to go kind of quick. Tony said, I finally figured out that it's 4:27 here in Texas. That's why I'm always late. It probably doesn't help that I'm always on at a different time, Tony. Christy said, I'm back, looking good. That was quick, Christy. Robin said, love this egg. Thank you, Robin. It's coming out good. Helena said, love it. Nice and easy. This pattern is beautiful on a round ball too. If you guys look at the Inspire Index on the website, and I can grab a link for that if anybody's interested, but if you go in the Inspire Index, you can look up pattern or look up ornaments by pattern, by color, by theme, and we have the parasol pattern, which is what we call when Monica came out with this, she did it for a club kit, and then she made a pattern on a round ball as a separate pattern. And she called it the parasol pattern, and you can see a lot of examples of this fold being done on the round ball. There's some very cute ones. In fact, she did some adorable, I think she did Mickey and Minnie as the parasol pattern on a round ball. Really, really cute. Nancy K said, those fabrics are so pretty together. Thanks, Nancy. Olivia put these together. They might be coordinates of the same line also, but she picked out these ones for this bundle that we're doing tomorrow. It jumped on me, sorry. Oh, Maritza said that is gorgeous. Kate said, if one is working with the same colors, could one use one long piece of fabric for the flutter fold? For example, a 5 by 12 inch piece of fabric. I don't think so, Kate. Because I think you have to, I think the reason it's not going to work, I mean, I've never tried it, but you're going for like these corner, because it's like you have a double layer here. You're going for these corners, but the corners run out, and they would run out even if it was long. So I think that you would have to use these squares like this. Now with the Trinity knot, yeah, you could keep using one long piece of fabric for a long, long time, which it already does. You could either use a longer piece or shorter pieces together or whatever. But I think for this one, it's certainly worth experimenting with. And then Kate had also said the same color on one side, mainly for a round ball. Now doing the same color on one side is very pretty. You could do an all one color, or you could do all different colors, kind of like what we did here. You could alternate 2 colors, alternate 3 or whatever, and you can definitely experiment with that for sure. Peggy said, Phil, the crochet eggs are a great way to use up leftover yarn, and they are fast. I can do one in about half an hour. Last piece already, you guys. Kat said, every time I see that shamrock basket ornament, it makes me want to go cook up some micro porcelain clay and make a bunch of shamrocks and then do an ornament with them. And sing, right, Kat? Marge said, hi, all, that is so pretty. Caught you live on vacation in Sanibel. Awesome, Marge. How's the weather? Kate said, thanks, Stacy. I've been wondering about that long piece of fabric. Yeah, you got me thinking about it too, but I do think it's that edge. You need to have these corners that appear with the fold. So we did the first fold with just the edge with no folding yet, and then, or the first pleat, I should say, with no folding yet, and then we grab just this and pull it, and you wouldn't have that. You'd run out of those corners if you had just one big piece of fabric. So, and also the corner would be real far away. So maybe if you had a really, really huge ball or egg, maybe then. Marge said weather's awesome in the 80s. I hope you enjoy yourself. Sanibel is beautiful. Kat said, yep, and sing for sure, but not out loud, so the song is not ruined. Kate is asking what we were all thinking. What is micro porcelain clay, Kat? Okay. This ended up working out on the 6-lined egg, you guys. Now, you can do the parasol pattern without lines. You can eyeball it. Sometimes you'll wind up with a little excess or maybe a little extra space to fill. There's a gnat flying around. But you can usually start to adjust things as you're going if you can kind of see. And once you get used to your pattern, it's a little bit easier to eyeball as you go. But I feel like the 6 lines here helped me stay on track and keep things pretty consistent. So now the question, do we want it to be pink band and then polka dots on top as a smaller band, or opposite? So I'll put it to you this way. Do we want the pink to be on the bottom, or do we want the pink to be on the top, which will be like this? This is pink on the top. What do you guys think? And I will catch up. Robbie said it might get bulky in the center too. You do have to be, yeah, that's true, because that's already a thing. You already have to kind of watch bulk in the center. But yeah, the bigger pieces would definitely add a lot of bulk. Phil said, Peggy, now I need to crochet eggs. Thanks for the encouragement. Tammy said, I definitely still need the lines. The lines just always help. I mean, it's just true. Kat said, Kate, it's made from cornstarch, baby oil, and a few other ingredients that I can't remember right now. Thank God I have it written down somewhere, and then you cook it all in a pan. Wow. So Tammy said, dots on top. Brenda said, I like your background. What is it? This is another one of those replica surfaces. So it's a fake, it's not real wood, it's a board. And it's lightweight, and I use them for my photography, but I've been finding this lovely use for them for the lives. And I love using the different ones. Okay, so Brenda said bottom, so pink on the bottom. Brian said polka dots on top, pink on the bottom. Phil said, Nancy T said pink on top. Oh, this is like, we're like being even here, you guys. Robin with a Y said polka dots on top. Kat said, Kate, then you need it a bit to cool it, but careful so not to burn your hands. Jean said, pink on the bottom. Polka dots on top, Nancy said. Pink bottom, pink bottom. Oh, you guys. You're all singing. We're like kind of even. Pink on bottom. I almost think the pink on bottom might be the winner. Dots on top, same as pink on the bottom. Pink on the top. Pink on the bottom. Pink and then polka dots. There's a few of you that are saying dots on the bottom. Suzanne's throwing in a new one. Suzanne said purple on the top. I didn't cut a purple piece for this, and I knew somebody was going to say that too. And actually, Olivia and Tammy would probably agree with you because purple is both of their favorite color. Brenda said, oh, Tammy said you need to be able to post a poll. I know. I probably can. I just don't know how. There's probably a way to do it. Let me see. Let me see if I see anything. Yeah. There's a button that says, oh, there it is. Start a poll. You guys, you learn something new every day. Okay. Ask a question. And the options are yes or no. So I will say, my question will be, should pink be on the bottom? Okay, you have to answer yes or no, you guys. Let me see if there's a way for me to adjust. Nope, it's only yes or no. Okay. Should pink be on the, hold on, I'm gonna start the poll right now. Did it come up for you guys? Should pink be on the bottom? Yes or no? Kate said make your own decision. Well, I do most of the time, but it's fun to have you guys tell me what you like. Brenda said dots hold all the colors on top. I know, that's a thing. Robbie said polka dots on the top. So this is great. So I'm getting a percentage. Yes is 74%. Georgianne said turquoise. I would like turquoise too. I agree with you about turquoise. But I only have these two cut. So we're choosing between these as the bottom and the top. Oh, Robin said no poll yet. Yes is running. Pink on the bottom. Pink on the bottom is winning. Oh, Patty meant yes is winning. It's 76% so far. It looks like pink on the bottom is the winner so far. I will lay them out again. Here's what it'll look like if pink's on the bottom. This might not be perfect, guys, because I'm just holding it, but I will make the pink wider so you can see more of it on the side, but it'll be something like that. It'll be pretty against the solid parts too, I think, where the dots are showing as the top. Robin said, I don't see it. Poll on my screen shows 37 votes yes. It's kind of, for me, Robin, and I don't know what it looks like on your side, but it kind of like floated up to the top of the chat for me. But that could just be me as the admin because I'm seeing like the total so far on there. Robbie said, I think pink on the bottom now, even though I said top. I think the dots might be too much, possibly. Kat said, Kate, if you do the white bread and the Elmer's glue and paint, do not use the, oh, you're talking about the thing. Okay. Don't use the crust, the white part only. Nancy said, I like it. Okay, Suzanne said, okay, pink on the bottom looks good, makes it pop. And Robbie said pink on the bottom. We're hovering at 73 now, you guys, 73%. So I would say that that's probably going to be the winner in the end. We seem to have the majority. And you know what I'll do to bring out some of the purple? I'll make this the front where we're seeing purple and polka dots. And I'm trying to get my band just a little bit wide so that the dots can go on top and that you can still see the pink. So if I could have voted, my vote I think would have been this as well. I think that the dots being on the white helps break up the pink a little bit. However, with that being said, I think anything would be pretty. That's kind of the neat thing about doing the Easter eggs is you can be a little zippy with them, you guys, because they're Easter eggs. Robbie said pink on the bottom, go for it. Nancy K said 43 votes for the pink on the bottom. Tammy said 74 watching, only 46 thumbs up. Please remember to give Stacy a like. I appreciate the likes, guys, and the hearts. Wow, we have 75 viewers right now. That's a lot. Thank you, guys. I had a conversation today, you guys, with the OG team with everybody who does like content creation and stuff. And I think we're going to be starting to bring on some of the other team members for some of these lives occasionally too. Sarah is already working on getting her setup going. But Lydia and Kennedy and Taylor all seem to be on board to do a couple of these lives every so often as well, which I think will be really fun. I almost got this dotted strip just a little too wide. It's hard to fold it and hide the edges. Okay, it's far enough to where it's going to get cut off, the part that was... That really finishes it off, right? Okie dokie. I have these leftover bits and pieces from something else that Tammy had given me a while back. So we've got pink pearl pins. That might be too coppery. I think we need to go more in a silver direction. Although this guy's gold, I don't think I'll use that. And we got the butterflies. Roseanne said, oh, that's going to be so cute. Love this egg. Thank you. Kat said, looks really good. Thank you, Kat. Christina said, howdy, can only watch for a short bit. Bowling league tonight, have to leave shortly. Happy to see an egg, that's very pretty. Thank you, Christina. Enjoy your bowling later on. Bowling is so fun. Kat said, now my brain is singing Peter Cottontail. Why? Who the heck knows? Roseanne said, hit those hearts. I see all the hearts. Thank you so much. Tammy, yes, you're correct. Sarah was going to do a Kimmy Comey, and she still plans to, but other things too. So Sarah, being a youngin', she's like a modern, she loves like modern quilting fabrics. She's big on like tulip pink. So she's going to be kind of bringing a different vibe, I think, which will be really fun. She does all the quilted ornaments, but she's also very good at the Kimmy Comeys. Jean gave a thumbs up. Thank you, Jean. Robbie said, I agree. Christina said, I love a double band. Robbie, were you the one that said, or was it Tammy that said some fancy bead caps at the top and bottom? I think these fit the bill, right? And then we got our cute little butterflies, which I think I want to put on the front. Pinkish, purplish. Oh, look at this blue. That's pretty. We have clear. Oh, that one's like pinkish bluish. I like that one even more. We'll play with those. I'm not going to add all of those on there, but we'll use that to start out. I don't think I just heard thunder, guys. Maybe, I don't know if I want a pearl tip pin or if I want to do like, I think I just want to do something kind of flatter, like possibly a little sequin maybe. It's an Easter egg, so we can totally go wild. Like maybe something like, yes, I like it. I like it. Denise said, oh no, I'm very late. I'm sorry, Denise. You can definitely watch the replay. I will be leaving the replay up as always. And I'm glad you made it for the end. Kate said double band, very pretty. Thank you, Kate. Tammy said beautiful and definitely an inspiration to keep me going on these. You have a lot to go, Tammy, so if I can add any inspiration, I'm happy to. Any motivation. Helena said, got to use the butterflies. I agree. I've been really wanting to use these butterflies too. So now my question is, do I want to use this with the butterflies, or do I want to do another bead cap? I think I want to go with the flower, but I'll hold up a bead cap and just see. I like that, but you know what? I feel like it's too much with the top and bottom bead cap. So we will do, but I do think I could use maybe the pink pearl pin for this, because something a little more big and bold right here I think is good. Either that or maybe this color, something a little brighter. I don't have my pink crystals. I think pink crystal would be pretty, and I don't see them. I don't think I have those out here yet. So we'll go with a little bit bolder of a color, pink pearl. You know what else I need, you guys? I need to bring up more of our colored, different color of flower sequins, because that would have been pretty in the middle too. But I don't want this color. If I had pink or purple or something, that would have been pretty as well. But alas, I do not have those up here. This is pretty though. And okay, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. So cute. So cute. I'm gonna make them like kind of fluttering up one side, which is fitting because it's the flutterfold. I didn't even think of that until just now. Maybe a little further away. I've almost got it. I've almost got it. We're bringing them up just a touch. One more, I think. Let's see. Believe it or not, I think I like the clear one up there, a little bit different than the other two. I'm a little bit behind on the comments. I'll catch up in just a second. You guys, that is so cute. I'm dying. Let me back up. Got to use the butterflies. I think I read that one. Nancy T said, when will you be able to put the containers in the shop? You're staying on me. You're staying on me. I hope soon, Nancy. I know I keep saying that. Robbie said, me, yes. Tammy said, I ordered butterflies for my eggs. I can't wait for them to arrive. Denise said, is that the parasol fold? It's the flutter fold is what we named it, but it was used in the parasol pattern. So yes, they're almost one and the same because that pattern is this fold. Karen said, hi to you all. Willow and I are really enjoying this beautiful egg coming together. Hi, Karen. I'm glad you're here. And thank you. Kate said, what about the little flat flowers? Oh, that's funny. So that's what I was just talking about. And I think that would have been really cute. I just only have green up here for some reason. I need to expand my flower collection. Robbie said, now do the butterflies thread into the needle? Oh, how? How do the butterflies thread? They have little holes. It's probably really hard for you guys to see, but they are a center hole bead. Isn't that cool? Denise said, so pretty. I'll definitely watch the replay. Robbie said, flower with butterfly. Brenda said, I love the flower. Robbie said, that's cute. Oh, the flutterfold, Denise said. Yeah, and they're all, like I said, they're almost one and the same. Little lady said, you're so creative. Love the colors. Thank you. Barb said, so cute. Nancy K said, so cute. Thanks, you guys. Kate said, flower cup iridescent sequins. Yes, you're talking about these guys, right? I just don't have my other colors. This could definitely be expanded upon, you guys. Christy said, Facebook is weird. Stacy's now talking about the poll at minute 3:58 my time, or 3:58, not minute, but I answered it about 10 minutes ago. You mean YouTube? And yeah, you should see it on my side, Christy. So I have to pay attention to my software, because if I watch what's actually on YouTube, it throws me off. Sometimes it's like a 10-second delay. Sometimes it's like 20 to 30 seconds delay. So if I ask a question, sometimes I'll be waiting a long time for an answer. And it, to you guys, probably feels like you're answering it, and then here I'm not seeing it yet. So sometimes there's a huge delay, and it probably also depends sometimes on like the internet speed and stuff, like my internet speed. Dana said, that's so sweet. It's giving me a toothache. Nancy T said, so cute. Robin said, I like it. Kat said, oh my gosh, so darn cute. Butterflies are free to fly. Fly away, high away, bye. Roseanne said, that's so sweet looking. Patty said, I like how your mind works. Fluttering. Thank you, Patty. Brian said, beautiful ornament. Robin said, are the butterflies in your shop? I believe they are. Let me look and make sure. I am pretty sure that they are there. I do remember taking pictures of them a long time ago. Yes, I'll put a link. We have a mixed lot of the colors. Here is a link to the butterflies, you guys. Robbie said, so cute. Phil said, no puppies today. Yeah, that's true. They're being awfully quiet, aren't they? I did promise them that I was going to take them to run around in the backyard right after the live stream. So maybe that's why they're being good. Kate said, yes, the flowers that you just showed. I need to bring up, because we have pink, I believe, and we have a purple. I think purple would have been really pretty on here. Pink too, but purple would have been pretty. If I had used more, well, maybe not. This green, I was going to say if I had used more of the turquoise, but it's not right. The turquoise is not the right color. This is like a lime green, and this is more of this pastel pretty turquoise green. Patty said, I've seen those drills to make center holes. Does anyone own one? I've never seen that. I mean, I don't know why me not seeing it would mean it didn't exist, because of course that exists, right? That sounds cool. Tammy said, now I'm even more excited to get my butterflies. Yes, they are in the shop. I just ordered them a couple days ago. That's awesome. We were on the same wavelength, Tammy. You're welcome, Robin. Peggy said, Kat, I love your song references. That's a thing in my family. My mom and I would break into an appropriate song lyric, and my dad and my husband would just shake their heads. I love that. That's kind of a thing with me and my sisters. We all sing, especially like Disney songs. It seems like there's a Disney song for like any situation. Kathy said the ornament turned out so pretty. Thank you, Kathy. Tammy said, I posted a bad picture of my first 3 eggs in Facebook. 15 to go. I'm sure it's not a bad picture. I will go look. Tammy said, Peggy, by the way, did you tag me the other day, Tammy? And you said you were going to tag me in a post, I think, to show me one of your pictures, but I don't remember if I don't think I saw it. And then Tammy also said, Peggy, we sometimes have whole conversations that are just song lyrics. Nancy said, beautiful egg. Becky said, good night and blessings to all. You too, Becky. You guys, that was pretty quick and easy, wasn't it? I'm glad we decided to do an egg today. So tomorrow is back to finishing Friday. We have some stuff to finish from last week and way more. That's never going to run out. Finishing things is never going to run out around here. But I was hoping that next week we could do either Monday or Tuesday we could do aquamarine. I'm kind of torn between doing it early in the week while we still have some in the shop, or doing it later in the week when if some of you guys get aquamarine or get your own materials to make one, that we could do it together. I'm kind of torn between the two. So, but either way, I'd like to do aquamarine at some point next week. And I'd also like to do a regular egg like the one that we did a couple of weeks ago in these fabrics. So yeah, that'll be it for tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget tomorrow for Finish Ornament Friday. Those of you guys who are on my email list, that's when this fabric bundle is going to be in the shop. So hopefully you guys can do an egg just like this one or a similar egg. Tammy said, you don't say let's get down to business in our house. That's funny. I did tag you in this one today. I'm not sure if I tagged you before. Okay, I'll go take a look. Thank you for that. Kathy said, good night, everyone. Good night, Kathy. Karen said, my granddaughters will love this egg. I know they're going to choose one for Easter, and then they will go, they're going to be they will go rummage through my fabrics. They love doing that. You know what? And what a great thing for them to like pick fabrics for an Easter egg, because they don't have to like, they can literally be, I don't want to say scrappy, but it doesn't have to be like perfectly coordinating either. With the eggs, you can just, I feel like you can go a little crazy with the eggs. So I hope they have fun, Karen. Nancy said, I have what's called a pond drill. It's a small hand drill that I use to drill near and small wood things. I know there was some typos in there and I'm trying to get it. It works really well for me, but you need to have a good grip on what you're drilling. Oh, pin drill. That makes more sense, Nancy. Roseanne said, thank you, Stacy. Have a great night. You too, Roseanne. Patty said, good night. Have a great one. You too, Patty. Night, Robbie. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Happy ornamenting, guys. See you tomorrow.